All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is, last video. I thought I wasn't even going to do it this time. But a lot of folks have been asking me to do one more video about Gucci Man, fake Gucci Man, Coochie Man, Pikachu, all that. And, give them one more video. And I thought pretty much I've covered it all. Nothing else really to talk about. And all the other older videos I've did, they're still getting comments. People are still, voicing their opinion, yay or nay, about whether this dude is the real thing or if he is a clone, if he's a replacement. Why Gucci Man? Well, why does the encrypted secret society community do anything for control, amusement, power, mastery of puppets, sheeple, all of that stuff. So when I said that my first video, because I probably put about 12 of them out, I guess, on this channel, that he was a clone, because of just certain things, how he looked, how he rapped, his style, what he looked like when he got out of prison, his tattoos not being right, certain things, the way he looked not being right. And then he had on his own record back in 08, 09. I played the video or the audio a couple times on different videos about him saying labels was trying to clone him, but they can't clone him. Robbed so many people that his family disowned him. And so this was 08, 09. So he was the one that let it be known. He knew they were after him. Let me get a quick toke. So he knew back then. By the way, this is my Smock V8 vapor stick. Left the tobacco alone, the Black and Miles alone. I got banana nut bread, strawberry shortcake, no nicotine, just juice. I ain't on that nicotine. Most people use nicotine, but I use just juice. About 40, 45 bucks. My local tobacco shop. It is a monster. Check out some of the reviews I just did on this. But anyway, just get back to Gucci. I'm gonna be talking throughout this video. But my reasoning, and I still say it's not the same dude. There's just certain things about the guy that just doesn't look right. And I ain't got to put up no more video evidence of this, and that, because I've already done that. This is going to be the final video. And on this channel, I'm going to get back to doing what I've been doing. So for everybody that subscribed, because you thought I was going to be just making multiple videos about this cat, I'm not doing that. That wasn't my intention, for you to subscribe just so you could watch me ramble on about, Gucci or anything else pertaining to him. It was just how I was feeling at the time. I still feel that way. There's some parts of me that want to look at him and say, man, maybe that might be him. But character-wise, it's just something's off, big time. And those of you that defend it and say, well, he went to jail, he changed, he's off drugs, he lost weight, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. He the only dude in the industry that's ever done a complete flip-flop like that, except for Eminem. Now again, I've done videos on this. Eminem article published on YouTube, all across media, that he died in a car accident, and I've showed side-by-side pictures of him, and I've showed the media articles of him being dead, pronounced dead at the hospital. Doctors and nurses who took care of the dude. I'm saying this because Gucci is not the first. And all of a sudden, that was a fake story. After it got released through the Matrix, they pulled it out of the Matrix and said it wasn't real. That was a hoax. Why in the hell would you hoax somebody's death? Somebody, a well-named artist dies in a car accident, and then all of a sudden now it's a fake. Some things about this world is crazy, the way they do things. Paul Walker, when he died, TMZ and Facebook released his death one day before he actually died. And they released the death report the same way he passed the next day. So what's real? This is my whole point. Gucci, all this stuff, whatever, all this stuff. The Pikachu game, people running around like dope fiends on their phone, killing themselves, literally killing themselves, playing a video game. It's all programming. It's a test to see how we react to these things that they put out. Paul Walker, this is another thing I found very interesting. Paul Walker died on a Saturday, but the day before, explain this to me for all you people living out there in Mickey Mouse land that believe possibly that this cannot be a clone Gucci or an imposter. You have to explain these things. A lot of us just look at this stuff and we say, you know what, it's real. There's no way that this could be fake. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way. It's like Neo, you know, when Morpheus unplugged him and he finally saw the real. What did he say? I can't believe it. I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it. Turn it off. Turn it off. That's how some of you folks are. You don't want to believe good, evil, the Most High, devil. None of that. All you believe is the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus and Mickey Mouse and Disneyland. That's, just be real. A lot of you folks is like that. I read the comments. But the other side are like me. You wide awoke. You ain't so prone to believe a bunch of BS that's been put out by the machine. Paul Walker dies on Saturday. Nobody can explain this. I mean, I know what it is, but, you know, for those of you in Mickey Mouse land, you know, eating Skittles all day, how do you explain them releasing his death the day before he dies? Or did he die that day and they delayed the report? What's real? What's fake? Did Eminem really die in a car accident? And then miraculously they brought a copy out of him, because the Eminem today is not the Eminem of yesterday. That's been proven. A lot of folks. So this Gucci Man thing, him dying in prison, that was publicized, and then they said no, that was a hoax. But then, even on some of my videos, I show a timeline where he says his Instagram was hacked. Then it goes dark for a number of months, and it was right about that same time him being killed in prison. That report was put out there, but then put back. Then mysteriously, 6, 7, maybe 8 months later, no more than 8 months, no less than 6, because I showed a timeline in one of my videos. I don't know, it was one of the videos I did, where now all of a sudden he produces a letter, and there's 2 different handwritings on this letter as well, and I showed both of those. You can just Google, type in Gucci Man's prison to fans from jail, and then you'll see all kind of different letters. Nobody can verify that this is whose handwriting this is, but supposedly in one of the letters he writes to his fans and apologizes, he wants to get his act together. He's going to get physically in shape. He wants to do this. He wants to do that. He wants to take his career to a new level. Blah, 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 blah. Now what do you see? You see him doing things that his old character would never do. Now some people in his defense will say, well, that's a part of change. The penile, you notice that it's penile correctional center, facility. Okay, so where you getting done up in there, whether it's physically or mentally, they doing you up in there some kind of way, where you gonna come out and you working for somebody pulling your strings, and now he's doing stuff out of character that the old Gucci wouldn't do. He gets on a song, he talks about one of his homeboys snitching on him, and then that dude comes out and say Gucci on some gay shit. Not homosexual gay shit, but some homosexual gay shit that says that he knows I didn't tell on him. And you watch his videos and then watch Gucci, listen to how he talks. Again, all of this is some old weird stuff going on that, you know, him being dead in prison. And then there was a letter that surfaced that his cellmate said that Gucci really died in prison, that the CO, they beat the hell out of him and he bled out. And supposedly his cellmate, again, I'm not saying that that's true. I'm just telling you what some of these sites put out. It could be hoax sites, satire, who knows. And then they say, that dude says, no, that's not him. You know, that's a fake, whoever they got out there, because that's not the real Gucci. Here's the two things that nobody can explain to me, and it's the reason why I say that this is not the same dude. Okay, his own lawyer, and I've covered this in a lot of videos, says that he did time in Terre Haute, Indiana federal state prison, and that he was serving his house arrest in Indiana. But his number, okay, showed him in Atlanta, and then him doing house arrest in Atlanta, him on the video cutting his ankle bracelet off in Atlanta. So we know he ain't Jesus. Can't be two places at one time. Not in the physical realm. How's he doing state time in Indiana and doing his lawyer now, which reported to TMZ and some other outlets? But then when you get on YouTube, you can find old video of them reporting that he's doing house arrest in Atlanta. How can you be doing house arrest in two different cities and states at the same time? Nobody can answer that question. How can you do that? It is impossible to do. Okay? He doing time in Terre Haute. Then he gets on all the new Gucci. We talking about the Fucci, the Pikachu Gucci. Then he gets on all of these Funkmaster Flex. He gets on the Breakfast Club. And he starts lying out of his mouth if you listening to him. Okay? He had no internet access. That's what he told Funkmaster Flex. He had no internet access. Then he contradicts himself in that one statement and said, yeah, I could get emails. Well, no internet access is no internet access. Who was running your Twitter account? Was it that white dude that's always with you, that was with you at the Breakfast Club? Is that your handler? That's the thing I don't understand. But then, see, they had access to his brain. Back when he was the old country boy Gucci, the Alabama Gucci with the wide tongue in his mouth and the egghead. There ain't none of that there now. Now you got a square dome. Okay, hair on his face. You don't hear his tongue anymore. Them fake teeth in his mouth. Okay, now you got this dude wherever, hiding in the background. Is that your handler? Then his Facebook live chat. They was calling him out. Bunch of people calling him a clone. And he said, well, I thought I was the real dude. Now, some people say that when you cloned, again, this is a theory that a lot of people don't want to believe in because it's too scary, that the clone don't know they a clone. And then Gucci's saying, I thought I was the real one. I didn't know I was no clone. Everything about this dude, label trying to clone me, but they can't even clone me. I robbed so many people that my family disowned me. So this was back in 2000. So Gucci knew about cloning. Oh, that's not real. That's not real. But here's your favorite rapper in 2008, 2009. Wait a minute. That banana and strawberry shortcake is off the hook. But he says himself, back in 2008, 2009, that he knew that the label industry was after him. They was trying to clone him. Where would that come from? Why would he say that? We talking about the old country boy. Why would he say that? Did that night that Lil Mo or whoever the dude's name is and his friends, when Gucci flipped out and he would start doing stuff crazy, they was concerned and they called the ambulance. Some people say it was Gucci said in the song that they called the cops on him. Did that Gucci back then know he was out, that he was done, and they was coming for him? So he was going to wig out, and then he got on Twitter and just balled out on everybody. And now these same people, Nicki Minaj, really? The Sheether was a rap, okay? You teamed up with her. Now it's talks he might be hooking up with the man that tried to have him killed. Jeezy? For real? What's going on here? None of his old jewelry, none of the jewelry he used to have. For me, his whole lyric ability, his rapping delivery is just off. It just don't sound like the guy that was on 106 in Park and laid down a hellified freestyle. Anytime, all you gotta do is just go back on YouTube and watch Gucci Man in the booth, the old Gucci versus the one now. It's two different people. It's two different people. As I said in one of my other videos, Mystical went to jail, did more time than Gucci. He came out, the only thing that changed about him was he cut his braids off. The guy is still fire on the microphone. Didn't change anything. Went through some issues with Cash Money, but he didn't change to where I was saying, oh, that ain't Mystical, one of my favorites. You know, so where do we go with it? I mean, again, you can like the video, you can dislike it, you know, leave your comments in the bottom. People say, why Gucci? Why would they do that to him? Because he's owned by the record label. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't care what y'all say, he's owned by the record label. Every artist is owned. Michael Jackson, owned. Prince, owned. Okay? None of these folks got their own. None of them. Even Jay-Z got a grandmaster over top of him. Because somebody had to anoint these folks and put them in the position. Okay? More recently, Birdman. We're going to talk about Zaytoven. Let me get this off my chest. Did Birdman have his rapper? Did he have that little boy killed? Did he sacrifice him? Because that little boy's mouth was terrible. Then he gets shot up at the gas station. Birdman, this is the funny crap I'm talking about in the music industry. Then he deletes all his IG pictures about the little dude that I forgot to do. There's some little scrap, some little money maker, whatever the dude's name was. One of Birdman's hip pocket boys. And then Birdman screwing all his artists in the butt, giving them a deal. And I told you in one of my other videos, that is the psychology, that is the way that they are trying to take the music industry to a whole homosexual deal. Most of these artists is homosexual undercover, but then they right out there in your face and they dropping hints. The chick from Chicago, you know, she a dyke. You know, it's nothing like it was back when I was listening to NWA, Ice Cube, Public Enemy, KRS-One, Selly Cell, Tribe Called Quest. It ain't nothing like that. Andre 3000, none of that. Bone Thugs and Harmony, them days is done. Real hardcore hip hop is done. Now it's called pop hop. Okay, where y'all can say y'all can talk about being drug dealers, but y'all really ain't. 17.5, y'all throwing out all this information. If y'all understand something, if they was really doing that, do you think the CIA, unless the CIA is helping them do it, let them talk about prices of weight? For real? Y'all really got it going on like that? You a trap guy and you dressing like a sissy? Most of them are, including Gucci. Most of them are. You know, I like T.I., but again, how you get caught up with all them guns and only do a year and a half in jail? What? Really? What? So where are we at in this music industry today? You know, I barely listen to it because you could be on the radio for 10-15 minutes and hear 5 artists and they all sound like one record. I mean, all of it's mostly garbage anyway today. But Gucci Man, I don't think that's the real dude. For real, I really don't think it's him. Again, 2 topics that you got to debunk for me. Explain to me how the dude is doing house arrest, or was doing house arrest in Terre Haute, Indiana. That's what his lawyer said. Fielding or finding. I reported on it in one of my other videos. And his lawyer said that he had a house just outside of Indiana where he was serving his house arrest time. But then the dude is on video showing you he's cutting off his ankle bracelet in his mansion in Atlanta. Come on, explain to me how this dude is doing house arrest in 2 different cities. If there's nothing spooky, nothing weird going on, then how's that? Why does his records put him in 2 different spots at one time, at the same time? That just doesn't make any sense. His Twitter account goes dark after. I showed you the timeline in one of the other videos. You got to answer the second point I got to make. After the fake report, supposedly he was killed in prison, then it said, oh no, that was a hoax. But there was a time period where his Twitter account went dark. Nobody could get in touch with him. to confirm whether he was alive or not. Then once his Twitter account becomes awake again, you get this new looking dude. So there are some things that we ain't talking about tattoos, we ain't talking about, you know, his ears, the little carb here on his shoulder not being right, which many people have blew that out of the water. I didn't really have to spend a whole lot of time on that. So for me, guys, last video, don't ask me, I'm not doing no more fake Gucci Man videos because I didn't beat the hell out this dude. The horse has been dead. Okay, he does have a loyal following. Okay, because to me it really doesn't matter how many videos we put out. I'm not the only one doing this. He will have a fan base. Okay, whether he perpetrates like he's selling a lot of records or not, which he is not. Okay, all you gotta do is just Google search his album sales. They ain't that great. Okay, I think he did what Woptober did, 3,000 album sales. No, 14, something like that, in 2-3 weeks, down from 42,000 album sales when he first released his album, right out of the feds, whatever that garbage was called. All of his garbage. Ain't getting a whole lot of record sales now. Where he probably making his money at is guest appearing on other people's records, like the Beatles, Black Beatles, and Usher and Chris Brown. You know, collabos get him a lot of money. But his own record sales and him releasing records every 3 weeks, that ain't doing nothing for him. If you ask me, it's called oversaturation. You're killing yourself on the marketplace, force feeding yourself down folks' throat. You just put out an album 3 weeks ago. Now you got a whole another album coming out. The other album ain't even sold 10,000 copies, and now you putting out another one? Really? So talks with him and Jeezy supposed to be getting back together. He's doing pop records now. He back with Nicki Minaj, who got her ass whooped, okay, with that Sheeta record. I don't want to hear it. She got mollywopped with that Sheeta record, okay. I ain't never liked the chick anyway. Then they get back together after the old Gucci posts some bold images of her on her knees giving a blowjob. Okay, but that was later found out not to be correct. Okay, here's another thing. Some crazy theories out there. Wait a minute. There's some crazy theories out there. He's Michael Jackson. I seen a video of this dude say that he actually thought Gucci was Michael Jackson. Now, that dude need to be, you know, cut it out. Then I've heard people tell me in the comment section that they thought Gucci was Bankroll Fresh. Cut it out. But was Bankroll Fresh, was he a sacrifice? Because this all happened before Gucci was released from prison. Was he a sacrifice for Zaytoven? Zaytoven, that was one of his artists, was Bankroll Fresh, right before Gucci was released. Who got sacrificed for him to get out or release this carbon copy dude? Because Zaytoven was one of Bankroll Fresh's producers. Right about the time Gucci was on his way out. This new and improved cottage cheese Gucci. Okay. There's a lot of things that, you know, are going past the radar. Now, I don't think he's Bankroll Fresh, and I don't think he's Michael Jackson. Those two theories are left field. I just want to keep it simple. Is he a clone? Did he really die in prison? Was that cellmate report saying that he really died? Was that true? Okay, why is there so much wishy-washiness where he did his parole at, his house arrest? Why did his lawyer tell the public that he was doing house arrest in Indiana, but the idiot is on YouTube flossing hard in mansions in Atlanta doing house arrest? You can't, I mean, what you do? Jump on a plane after you made the video and went back to Indiana? That ain't. Then he wears the big number 2 on his shirt. There's some psychobabble going on there, saying that he may be the second Gucci, the second coming. All kind of strange letters he was writing from prison. You know, just a lot of weirdness going on. That that just if none of that was going on, and he came out and said, you know what, I got plastic surgery. I had some things I had my tongue fixed. If he came out and admitted that in the beginning, okay, maybe I could go for it. because the lisp ain't there. Because he had a wide tongue in his mouth. That's gone. If you look at all of Gucci's older pictures, he had an egg head. Okay, his profile. This dude more or less got a square top head. Okay. Constant hair and constant afro. Gucci never wore an afro unless he was in jail. You can go look that up. Beard on his face now. Is it to hide the imperfections of the tattoo in that jawline to let us know that ain't him? So you can go on and go on and go on and go on, but what difference do it make? Until somebody comes out and shows everybody he is a Milli Vanilli type. Somebody in the inside got to tell that information. Where is his mammy at? Where is his children? Why has none of his family come out? You heard Waka say, how come he ain't did a video in East Atlanta yet? Since that's where you from. How come he ain't did a video there? Will he be found out? Okay. Well, you know, you don't want to surround yourself with them former criminals. Okay, come on, stop that. That's nonsense. That's foolishness. Come on with that. Okay? Come on with that. That don't even make no sense. East Atlanta. But you ain't going there making no videos. Come on now. Really? That's what it come to? False representation? No taxation? What are we talking about here? Okay, and then did God rest his soul, Shorty Low, mysteriously, he gets killed in a car accident. Right after, now peep this, right after he did a video with some white dude in the car talking about the Gucci clone theory. A month later, he's dead. 2 + 2 = 4, not 10, not 20. Add these things up, something ain't right. Something ain't right. Something is not right. So with that being said, I'm going to end this video. No more videos after this. This is the video for all the people who became fans. Thank you, but you know, I didn't want you subscribing. I just was putting them videos out there like shotgun, double R buckshots, you know, for a minute because I was just enraged at what I was looking at. I mean, it just didn't look right. It still don't look right. It still don't look right. Sometimes when I hear songs on the radio and I'm just passing through and they got a song playing, I'm like, could that be him? That'd be the old Gucci. Then he may put together a block of bars or some few metaphors, and I'm like, nah, that ain't. That didn't even. His sequence of verbal wordplay just it's not like it was. How do you go to jail for 3 years and lose everything you come into this world with? Okay. How do you do that? I don't get it. Your whole style, your whole charisma is not the same. I think it's more whack than it is ever. The way he was before he went to jail, his whole when he came out with the LaFleur, his rapping skills, they was on point. Now he like, dude done fell off. And you know, I think it's the help of a lot of other people that's making him who he is now. You know, but again, I believe the truth will come out. You know, the truth will come out. Because a lot of us know that ain't him. You know, and they play with that clone word. Him and his devilish girlfriend, as I showed him in the fire. With all the demon and demonic faces in the fire. And him standing in front of Beelzebub himself in one of his videos. As the fire starts to form, you can freeze frame it and see demonic faces in the fire, showing his allegiance. Okay, because you know, he said himself, you know, he's facing 20. This is how they get you. Okay, you facing a lot of years, so you're gonna have to sell out. You're gonna have to give it. You gonna have to give up the ghost to us. We'll let you out. Sound familiar? Tupac was facing a lot of time. Made a deal with the devil. He didn't last that long. Supposedly he's alive. He's in Cuba. You know, don't nobody know. This record industry is bad. It's real bad. You know, all of them admitting they sold to the devil. Kanye West. You know, he gets on stage and tells folks he knew it was a shitty deal. Sold his soul for a happy meal. Lisa came with a couple toys, but he had to sacrifice his mama for it, which he admitted. You know, look at all of them. You know, what's the chick now? She said she kissed the boy and she liked it. She got on the video. She came from a Christian group and said she sold her soul to the devil and thought it was funny. You know, Bob Dylan, one of the biggest dudes in rock and roll history, okay, gave an interview that he has to work for the boss. And the black dude that was interviewing him kind of chuckled like, who you talking about? He said, you know who I'm talking about. The man. Then there was a documentary I saw not too long ago, back in the 60s and 70s. Do you know that when Def Leppard and Kiss and all of these hardcore rock and roll groups, I'm going to end it on this. Because it was something about music back then, because that's when the Illuminati, Freemasonry started entering into the music industry. They would take records up to the highest spot of the studio and chant demonic praises over all of the master copies before they had them distributed worldwide. I'm not making that up. There are people in the industry. Go to YouTube and type in demonic chants over being chanted over records, and you'll see some documentaries. People that used to be in the industry that tell a business about how back in the 60s and 70s, because that was the turn of society, how they would chant and pray over those records in the highest spot of the studio at a certain time at night, and they would chant demonic chants over those records, the master copies, before they made the copies. That's some deep wicked shit. When I saw that, I was like, what? Because people was on kicks about playing the record backwards, and you could hear all kind of craziness, you know, back when vinyl was popular. So this has been going on for quite some time, guys, for quite some time. So, you know, with that being said, with this video, this is the last one. Fake Gucci Man part whatever. Okay, the music industry is hella demonic. It really is. And it's right there in your face. They're pushing more and more gay artists now, more than ever. As I said in one of my earlier videos this past year, that was the agenda. One more toast. That was the agenda. That strawberry shortcake is a monster. Hey man, y'all gotta go get it. Y'all trying to this a cheap plug for smock. If y'all trying to kick tobacco, okay, I used to smoke them Black and Milds, them Royal Black and Milds, me and my wife. If y'all trying to kick Newports, whatever y'all on, start vaping. The vaping community is getting huge, and it's much cheaper, much safer. You can even make your own juice, which I'm gonna start doing, because that strawberry shortcake and banana nut bread, I got banana in here. I got 3 different flavors in this tank. Okay, this is a 5 mil tank, 3,000 watt battery. Got a 2.5 coil in it, real Cloud Master. Boy, that is a whole new. I'm gonna be doing more video reviews on some devices, on some mods that I'm gonna be getting away from this Gucci Man crap. Some stuff that matters. But you know, that was a little entryway for me to do this video actually and talk about my device and giving up the tobacco and the ashtrays and smelly apartment and car and all that. But anyway, with that being said, guys, this is it. You can continue to subscribe. You know, I'm still going to be talking about how to make money from home and some more of my devices like these, you know, but no more Gucci after this, okay? I just wanted to put this out there, final word, done, okay? With that being said, hey, y'all can believe what you want to believe. At the end of the day, comment on what you want to comment. Really don't make no difference. We going to believe what we believe. God gave us the free will. It's not my responsibility to bend your will to think like I think. It's just to get that opinion out there. Everybody got the freedom of speech. Say what you want to say. There's a few things you can't say in public. We all know that. But that's all, man. You know, I think Gucci Man today is not the same as 2012 and 11 for some dark reasons, some very dark reasons. And it shows. And I think more and more people are going to start coming out the woodwork, like this Mo dude, some other folks. Look at Waka. You know, but Gucci will have a fan club, and you guys will swear up and down it's him because of for whatever reason, you know. But that's it. Until then, I'm gonna be on this. Be doing more reviews and videos on the e-cig. Smock, they got it going on. This is the V8 stick. This is right here. This is what I'm getting ready to start talking about. And again, you might see some more of my money making videos, how to make this, how to do that. But no more Gucci after this. Alright, so we done. Those are my final thoughts about Pikachu. So all you guys asking me to make some more videos, I'm done. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. We're done. Okay, it's nothing else to talk about. Birdman, Snake got his own artist killed. You look at Nicki Minaj, got her ass whooped on Sheether. There's other things you can talk about. I mean, more things, because this is like watching Young and the Restless with these niggas. I mean, hey, is Wayne gonna get paid? Stay tuned and find out as hip hop turns. I mean, whatever. All right. So until that time, peace.